Good morning, America. I'm Mariana Da Silva.
And I'm Analicia Cordova.
And we are here reporting live from Trevecca Nazarene University. And we are bringing you a special feature on the coverage of recent clown sightings.
We're here to answer the question that's on everyone's mind. Were these stories real and dangerous from the beginning, or did they only become so after the media's blown up coverage?
Before we even begin the story, we need to make the public aware that we all have biases, us as reporters and you as viewers.
We try to be as objective as possible in our analyzing and breaking down of the stories, but we want to remind you to be skeptical and aware of us and our sources.
We want to present to you facts from several different standpoints and ask that you come up with your own conclusions.
Let's go out live to our field reporter, Adam Vaughn.
Adam, who do you have for us?
Thank you, Analicia and Mariana. I'm here with a professional clown who goes by the name Sir Clown. Tell me, how do you feel the media is representing?
It's very fine. You can laugh. I am a clown after all.
I'm sorry. How do you feel the media is representing clowns and the clown lifestyle in specific relation to you?
Well, you see, I haven't had many jobs lately because of all of this negative press. They're making us out to be the bad guys, the villains, and our only goal in life is to bring joy and happiness to children, to everyone really. But certain people, I understand, have a fear, an unexplainable fear of clowns, which is completely fine. I have a fear of spiders myself. But there have been a few presses that have displayed us in a positive light. The Washington Post, for example, they've released a few stories. They did an interview with the president of the World Clown Association, of which I've been a part of for 15 years, since I was 3. My parents are very good parents. They also have done feature stories on clowns, interviewing clowns and other experts in our fields. Unfortunately, there are other sources that are misrepresenting us. USA Today, for example, has been using extreme phrases and wording. They've been very, very detrimental to our cause. Certain sources have been using stock footage. USA Today, they've been using stock footage of just random pictures of clowns, usually scary clowns that are not associated with us. They're using those and using extremist words that represent us in a negative light, and the consequences of which are very, very drastic. We've been losing our jobs. We can't walk down the street without being approached by officers telling us to go change, to hide who we really are, and it's been very, very oppressive.
Thank you, Sir Clown. I'm sorry about the way the media is treating you and all this. Back to you, anchors.
That's so interesting what he had to say about the clown's perspective of how the media has been portraying them.
Yes, it's also interesting how he's mentioned a lot of the articles had scary pictures of clowns in them, right?
And so many of those articles used pictures that were just stock footage. They weren't even depicting the clowns related in the incidents that they described.
Yes, that's weird. One particular article called "A Parent's Guide to Creepy Clown Scare" was an article about how it happened, when did it start, and how parents can talk to their kids about them. But what was interesting is that it had a scary clown picture in the top of the article, and you can't help but question what were their intentions with this article. Was it to cause a panic in the parents, or was it to reassure them like how the article appeared to be?
It's also important to look at the terminology and the words chosen to describe events.
Yes, in a lot of these articles, for example, in CNN, they use keywords like full-blown clown epidemic. You have terms in NBC News like menacing clowns. They're trying to lure kids into the woods. Other creepy clown craze, menacing stunts, sinister. In Fox News, you have words like bizarre story, so-called clowns, strange, all these words that really help, I guess, blow this up more than it maybe should be. And what do you think?
It's definitely word choice like that that's led to such widespread panic among the public, as opposed to news sources that have used more objective terminology to describe the same events.
Yes, yes. Well, on another note, there's also been reports of many dangerous activities related to people dressing up as clowns.
Let's go live back out to our field reporter, Adam Vaughn.
He's with another source now. So, Adam, who are you with right now?
Thank you. I'm here with Mr. Guerrero from the police department. He's going to tell us about the police side of the clown story. Go ahead, Mr. Guerrero.
First of all, I just want to say that the police is doing everything they can to take this matter seriously. The news has been very objective and been nothing but factual information. New York Times has done a great job telling us about the sort of incidents that's going on with this clown threat. And so is CBS, who's told a story about a clown that grabbed this lady's daughter and pulled her to the side. So this is a real threat in the terms of there are people taking advantage of the story, but there are also a lot of hoaxes that has led to arrest of people pretending to be clowns just to scare people. And there have also been other instances where people have dressed up as clowns and stolen from a store. And so that is a real threat that's going on with this clown coverage, but the news has been very factual. It's really just social media that has run away with the story. And so that's pretty much all we have to say about that.
Thank you, Mr. Guerrero. Back to you, anchors.
Thank you, Adam.
I think it's important to address the fact that there were many serious crimes and threats that led to the arrests of people dressed as clowns, as well as the spreading of panic across the U.S.
But then again, were these dangerous to begin with, or did bad people take advantage of this blown up media and commit these crimes?
When does a prank cross the line into newsworthiness?
For example, let's look at our news articles. If we look at New York Times, there's an article called Creepy Clown Hoaxes that lead to 12 arrests in multiple states. And by analyzing, we discovered that it's very fact-based because they have reports on clown sightings with dates and the locations, with the follow-up by the police.
They also included quotes from several experts, such as a professor in psychology and a police officer, which really aided in the credibility of their stories. We also need to look at the number of articles that have been written about this.
So, for example, if we look at the New York Times, they have around 3 articles. The Washington Post have around 2 or 3. And BBC had 1 main article.
Other news sources like CBS, NBC, ABC, and even CNN had up to 10 articles about the clown sightings and continue to post follow-up articles every day.
Wow. It's important to question the intention of these different news networks in posting so many articles.
Is it necessary, or were they looking for viewers and to feed into the media frenzy?
What are the possible consequences of all this media coverage that potentially play up the story that didn't need to be this big?
Did it aid in the crimes that were committed?
It's just something to think about. We'll leave it up to you to come up with your own conclusions about the clown sightings.
Be skeptical and question the next time you see trending news, and evaluate the intentions behind what you read and see online.
Thank you for joining us. Again, I'm Mariana da Silva.
And I'm Analicia Cordova.
Have a good day.